Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH the Flame Emperor episode number 205 based on novel. So let's start. Big brother, what are we going to do now? In the battlefield of Shenyang, the 3-day Zhong Tianhong of the Xianling royal family asked. Go directly to the Holy Flame Palace. In this Holy Flame battlefield, we are familiar with the specific routes, but with such a complex terrain, if other experts who don't know the route will miss a lot of time. That Yan Zhongtian's grey clothes floated slightly, then he looked into the depths and said, in this way, the land of holy flames belongs to us. Tianhong smiled slightly when he heard the words. Among those guys in the burning incense pavilion, I seem to smell the breath of Yang Kai after a while. Tianhong suddenly made a sound. It's actually a game of chess. There is something Yang Kai needs in the sect competition, so he has to come. However, he underestimated the skills of the king and the blood demons. This time, from the time he decided to enter, his end was doomed. When Tiangan heard Yang Kai, his voice was endured. There was a tinge of laughter. What happened to him, Yang Kai? Tianhong and several other disciples of the Xianling royal family could be regarded as the core disciples of the Xianling royal family, but they didn't know the specific truth of the matter, so they couldn't help asking. You will know sooner or later. Let's go to the Holy Flame Palace to wait for them first. With Yang Kai leading the team, I'm afraid they will meet us first. When the time comes, I will make them feel real fear. Tiangan smiled. By the way, eldest brother, this time in the sect competition, my king asked us to take back Yin Tong's body. Tianhong said as if he had remembered something. Ha ha ha. Yin Tong's body has a better use. And with Tianhong's exit, Tiangan burst into laughter. Xiao Yan, you are as good as Yin Tong back then, but your stupidest decision was to fight against our Xianling emperor. I hope you won't be surprised when you see Yin Tong. The corner of Tiangan's mouth showed a hint of evil, and then the voice just fell, and he flew away directly into the depths of the battlefield. When the other disciples of the Xianling royal family saw this, they shook their heads in confusion and followed. This holy flame battlefield is really terrifying. Under the leadership of Yang Kai, Xiao Yang and his party slowly moved towards the deepest part. Although they avoided a lot of danger along the way, it also opened everyone's eyes. This holy flame, the battlefield, is indeed full of crises. Be vigilant, we are almost at the Holy Flame Palace. After a while, when the surrounding aura became extremely weak, Yang Kai spoke. And as Yang Kai opened his mouth, not far from the barren land, a huge palace stood alive and hungry. The huge palace was covered with a layer of cyan light, looming, and if it wasn't for Yang Kai's opening, I'm afraid everyone would easily ignore it. There, is it the holy flame? And when Xiao Yang looked at the huge palace, there was an extremely hot aura from the fire heart Tianyang in his body, as if he had no idea what was in the huge palace. Extremely apprehensive. Be careful. I didn't notice other auras along the way. It seems that the evil aura should be in the Holy Flame Palace together with Holy Flame. Yang Kai Zaidu said. I remember that the first senior brother Yintong had a decisive battle with the Xianling royal family in the Holy Flame Hall, and finally the news of his fall came out, but the Xianling royal family came out intact. This is too much. It doesn't conform to common sense. Looking at the huge palace, Mu Tianyuan, the elder brother of Tianjian, shook his head slowly. In this palace, I'm afraid it's not easy. Xiao Yi also spoke softly. Let's go. Seeing that several people around were vigilant, Yang Kai's figure swept away, and then walked directly towards the huge palace. And just as Yang Kai and his group were moving, the space behind them was also wriggling slightly, and an evil aura emerged. Looking at them, it was obviously those guys from the Xianling royal family. Phut puff. Xiao Yang and his group had just set foot within a few hundred meters of the huge palace, and suddenly, on the land, pieces of vibrant scenery slowly appeared. What a mysterious palace. There is too much vitality around this palace, and a few hundred meters away from the palace, there is no vitality at all. What the is going on? Xiao Yang's eyes were extremely sharp. Looking at the lush forest around the palace, he couldn't bear it. Life said. These mysteries are probably in the Holy Flame Palace. Let's go. The end of this forest path is the entrance to the Holy Flame Palace. Yang Kai's voice was full of deepness. Wow. The group walked cautiously and vigilantly on the forest path, but fortunately nothing strange happened. After a while, they came to the end of the forest. What a magnificent palace. Xiao Yi couldn't help but said. At this time, they passed the forest path, and in front of them stood a huge blue palace gate. This giant gate, I'm afraid that just using brute force can't open it. Xiao Yang used his soul power to investigate the three, and found that as soon as his soul power touched the giant gate, it would disappear without a trace. At the beginning, I just came to this giant gate and left, so I don't know what the mechanism is in this holy flame palace. At this time, Yang Kai shook his head and said, "Look, there seem to be two guys at the entrance of this giant azure gate." And just when everyone was thinking about how to open the holy flame palace, Mu Yingying's light voice sounded slowly. I know that there are two things like guards here, but the most urgent task now is to open the giant gate." "Wait, the guard?" Xiao Yi just wanted to refute Mu Yingying's words, but she hesitated when she saw Mu Yingying staring at the two guards at the gate of the giant blue gate. This guard has another mystery, and Xiao Yang also has sharp eyes. When Mu Yingying pointed like this, he immediately knew the truth of the matter. "You guys stand back, I'll take a look." After Xiao Yang finished speaking, the power of holy flame immediately emerged, and then he walked towards the two guards at the gate of the giant blue gate. The two guards were about the same height as Xiao Yang, but with the blue sculptures all over their bodies, everyone knew that it was a statue. Eyes. Xiao Yang observed at such a close distance, coupled with the huge soul power, it was naturally very simple to find that the eyes of the two guards were different. "Try it." Xiao Yang was not a hesitant either. He raised his palm and stabbed at the stone pupils of the two guards at the same time. "Not good. Don't move its eyes." The next moment, a dazzling fiery red flame suddenly emerged from within Yang Kai's body, and then shouted directly to Xiao Yang as if he knew something. When Yang Kai's voice just fell, Xiao Yang's fingers also slowly touched the stone pupils of the two guards, and then the two voices burst out with shocking and chilling intent. "No, go back." Xiao Yi was also aware of the origin-like power on the guard who suddenly woke up, and couldn't help but say, "Boom." The two guards were covered in stone fragments, looking extremely solid, even with rock armor, and there was an unusually fierce aura flashing in their pupils, and there would be a trace of evil black from time to time. Gas. Immortal body. The distance between Xiao Yang and the two stone statues was extremely close. At this time, it was obviously too late to run. Immediately in a hurry, Xiao Yang summoned the immortal body directly, and the golden immortal body directly gave the entire body to rendered in gold, trying to block some attacks with the help of immortal body. Boom boom boom. The next moment, the two guards just woke up, and immediately looked at Xiao Yang, and then hit Xiao Yang directly with their fists without any waves. Damn, what a tyrannical attack. Xiao Yang was lightly hit by the two guards, and he immediately stepped back dozens of steps to stabilize his figure, and the color of the immortal body on his body also became illusory, which was obviously caused by the injury and attack. "Everyone, be careful, these two guys are very strong. I am afraid that the strength is comparable to the powerhouse of the 8-star Do-D level." Xiao Yang said, "Give me one of them. Although the enchantment here limits my power, it's okay to entangle it for a short time." Xiao Yi laughed at the side. "Okay." Xiao Yang heard the words and immediately agreed. "The other one, leave it to us. Let's do it, make a quick decision." Mu Tianyuan also nodded and said, he knew that the holy flame could not be dragged out, otherwise it would be troublesome to attract the powerhouses of other super sects. And just when the few people were just about to start, some figures suddenly appeared in a very hidden place in the forest. "Brother, are we going to take action?" asked the 3-day Zhong Tianhong on the side. "These two guards should be affected by the aura of the alien race. We are not in a hurry. Let Fenxiang Pavilion suffer first and then talk about it. In the Hall of Holy Flames, there are not only holy flames, but also other things. Where is the real decisive battleground?" After that Zhongtiangan finished speaking, he concealed slightly with the aura of a few people. Boom. Although the two stone figures were extremely powerful, they had no wisdom at all. It seemed that they could only rely on the tyranny of their bodies to launch a series of attacks. "What's the matter?" Xiao Yang continued to deal with the stone statue, but found that the guards of the stone statue became stronger and stronger with the passage of time, and the pupils also flashed a trace of evil black energy. Terribly weird. I'm afraid these two stone statues are not that simple. Yang Kai, who was quietly watching the battle, suddenly shook his head and said, "Be careful." In the next moment, the two stone figures were attacking viciously one after another. They attacked the crowd directly at their fingertips, and their strength was no less than that of the 8-star Do-Di powerhouse. Retreat. Seeing such a powerful attack, not only Xiao Yi but also Xiao Yang knew that strong support was not the way to go, so they immediately ran and kept dealing with him. Holy flame. The next moment, the 23 colored flames in Xiao Yi's body squirmed slightly, and even the khaki holy flame on Xiao Yang's body and the azure holy flame on Mu Yingying's body emerged without warning. The two guards of the stone statues are probably also eroded by the aura of the evil clan outside the realm. At this time, Xiao Yang spoke slowly. In that case, the power of holy flame, when he saw that the only remaining grey in the pupils of the two stone figures was replaced by black energy, Xiao Yang did not hesitate, and a khaki flame suddenly emerged, wrapping the space tightly. With the appearance of Xiao Yang's holy flame power, black qi appeared on the body of the two stone figures, obviously extremely afraid of Xiao Yang's flame. When the pupils of the two stone figures turned black, their auras also underwent earth-shaking changes, and with the help of their skyrocketing speed and strength, they roared away directly at Xiao Yang. Because of their intuition, they knew that the flame on Xiao Yang's body was enough to kill them, so they chose Xiao Yang as the primary target to kill without hesitation. Death to me! And Xiao Yi on the side also slowly wrapped his fist with 23 colored flames, and then the figure rioted, flashing in front of a stone figure in an instant, and slammed it with a heavy punch. Bang bang bang! With such a powerful blow from Xiao Yi, the rocks on a stone figure were shattered, apparently causing fatal injuries. But the next moment, the broken rock fragments scattered on the ground actually condensed towards the body of the statue after the black gas appeared on the statue. Big brother, Sheng Yang. At this time, Xiao Yi also shouted loudly. He knew that the stone statue was trying to condense rocks for defense, but Xiao Yi would not give it this chance. Holy Yang, go! Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi had a very strong tacit understanding, so even if Xiao Yi didn't need to say it, Xiao Yang knew what to do. The khaki flame was like a deadly bullet, directly attacking the injured stone statue with its fiery temperature and the power to purify evil. And under the attack of Xiao Yang's powerful holy flame, even faintly emitted a faint aura of pleading for mercy. It's too late. Xiao Yang naturally ignored it, and kept increasing the strength of the holy flame, as if the injured stone statue was actually burned to the ground. At this time, the injured stone figure had only AF rocks on his body, but the whole body was filled with the power of Xiao Yang's holy flame, which was quite miserable. It doesn't seem to be enough. Mu Qianyuan looked at the injured stone statue figure who fell into the disadvantage, and said slowly, because based on perception, although Xiao Yang's holy flame power is not weak, the power of this stone statue figure should not be underestimated. And me. And just when Xiao Yang frowned, an azure flame suddenly joined in. Crash. And with the power of the khaki and azure two holy flames, the injured stone statue suddenly had a trace of fear in the pupils, and even the black aura in the pupils was also captured by the two flowers. The power of holy flame is slowly purifying. Break it for me. The next moment, Xiao Yang felt the addition of Mu Yingying's holy flame power, and immediately strengthened the transmission of his holy flame power, and then suddenly drank it. As soon as the voice fell, the injured stone statue banged a few times and turned into powder, and with the complete obliteration of a stone figure, Xiao Yang and the others also turned their attention to the other, but before Xiao Yang and the others were ready, the other disappeared in an instant. Calm down slowly. At the same time, the tightly closed door of the Holy Flame Hall quietly opened. With the sound of bursts of voices, the giant door of the Holy Flame Palace suddenly opened gently. What a strong power of flame. As a fire elf, Xiao Yi naturally has a special sense of smell for the power of flame. When the giant door was opened, she couldn't help but say, the power of flame is amazingly holy. Flavor. Have you finally reached this stage? And Xiao Yang looked at the slowly opening giant gate, and said with a smile in his heart, if he was getting a holy flame, he would undoubtedly have the qualifications to clamor with the Flame Emperor, and he had enough the arrogance in front of Kalin. Since the Holy Flame Palace has been opened, let's go in first, otherwise it will be troublesome when we wait for more people to come. Yang Kai said, looking at the giant door opened in front of him. Go. After Yang Kai finished speaking, he immediately said to the crowd. When everyone heard the words, their eyes sank, then nodded, and slowly roared away towards the giant gate. Crash. Just as everyone's figures were swiping and preparing to pass through the giant gate to enter, a huge black cyclone suddenly shot at them from the forest outside the Holy Flame Palace. Who? Get out. Seeing this, Xiao Yi waved her palm lightly, and a gorgeous flame shield of fighting qi immediately appeared, protecting everyone. Bang bang bang. But after a while, the black cyclone and Xiao Yi's defenses shattered. He, the guy from Burning Incense Pavilion is really an enemy with a narrow road. Just when the second attack fell, a very figure suddenly appeared on the path in the forest. The guy from the Shenling royal family. As soon as Mu Qianyuan saw this group of people, his pupils shrank tightly, and he stared at the grey-clothed man at the head with extreme resentment. Mu Qianyuan, I haven't seen you for a long time. Your strength is still the 7-star Do Emperor consummation. No way. Last time, a few people escaped by luck in the sect competition. I hope this time, you can still have good luck. The royal family of Shenling cast a slight glance at Mu Tianyuan and said mockingly, each other. You're not much better either. Mu Tianyuan was so mocked, his face immediately turned ugly. Get out. I can still spare you from dying. Otherwise, the outstanding disciples of your Funxiang pavilion this time will probably be wiped out. Tiangan's voice was full of contempt, and he glanced at Xiao Yang by the way. In the early days of the 8-star Do Di, you dared to pretend in front of the young master? I think you're tired and crooked. Just when Tiangan was talking to himself, Xiao Yi, who was beside him, roared angrily. Don't worry, this guy is strong, but it's not time for you to make a move. Looking at Xiao Yi, who was angry and embarrassed, Xiao Yang stopped him directly, and said, Xiao Yi is her own trump card, so she must not be exposed too early. This guy is very strong. The strength of the 8-star Do Di in the early stage is probably close to the limit of the blood river. Xiao Yi said to Xiao Yang in a deep voice. What is the Shenling royal family doing? You are indeed very strong. However, you Shenling royal family 2 heavens and 4 heavens all fell into my hands. Ads by Pub Future. Don't worry, I'll send you down to reunite with them soon. Xiao Yang, however, smiled at Tiangan with a dangerous arc on the corner of his mouth. Little bastard, you are courting death. But after hearing Xiao Yang's words, Tiangan's normally quiet complexion suddenly became furious. Little bastard, die for me and make atonement for my 2 brothers. Tiangan's figure skyrocketed, and then with a fiery breath in his hand, he directly attacked Xiao Yang. Tiny trick of carving insects. Xiao Yang shook his head and said, and then a dazzling immortal body emerged. It's just that the immortal body this time is covered with layers of khaki yellow holy flame power. In addition to the firmness of the immortal body itself, it can easily stop the attack of the heavenly stems. The body of a fighting emperor? Who else would use this thing these days? While watching Tiangan take action, the powerhouse on the side of the Shenling royal family looked at Xiao Yang's strange body of a fighting emperor, puzzled. This kid, there really is something. Tiangan said slowly. It's too late, let's go ahead and release those things. At that time, in the entire blood river, you can kill whoever you want. You can't waste time here now. Just when Tiangan Zaidu mobilized the enormous power in his body to kill Xiao Yang, an evil voice came from his body. But just let him go like that. The gods tacitly denied. A small leak will sink a great ship. What's more, this guy is going to die sooner or later, so let him be happy for a while. The voice in Tiangan said. Miscellaneous, well, let's do business first. Tiangan bit the corner of his mouth and said directly, Little bastard, I'll let you live a few more hours. Tianhong, let's go. In the next moment, Tiangan said something directly to the figure behind him, and then the 2 of them turned into a stream of light, and swept away directly at the huge gate of the Holy Flame Palace that had been opened. Not good. They will be the first to enter the Holy Flame Palace. Brother, what should I do now? Xiao Yi said with uncertain eyes. Follow. Saint Yang must not fall into their hands, and I always feel that they seem to have some kind of conspiracy. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he and Xiao Yi turned into a meteor, directly catching up with Tiangan Tianhong. Disciples of the Shenling royal family, stop them. Just as a few people were scrambling to roar towards the holy flames, Tiangan said to the disciples who were starving behind him. Fengxiang guys, don't forget us. As soon as Tiangan finished speaking, there were as many as 6 people, appearing directly in front of Xiao Yang and the others, blocking their retreat. Damn, the strength of these people is almost the late 7-star Do Emperor or even the 7-star Do Emperor consummation. If you want to break through their alliance in a short time, it will be a bit thorny. And Xiao Yi was also suddenly blocked by Shenling. The 6 members of the royal family hesitated. Little junior brother, you can go with confidence. Leave these people to us. Just when Xiao Yang's pupils became hot, a hearty voice descended from the sky. Senior brother. Xiao Yang looked at the people who suddenly attacked, and knew that they were the 7 people from the heavenly palace. Go, little junior brother. This time, the fall of senior brother Yintong, and the reputation of Funxiang Pavilion, I will leave it to you. After Mu Tianyuan finished speaking, he bowed heavily to Xiao Yang, and then took Xiao Yang and the 4 directly to the saint. The entrance to the Palace of Flames was pushed away. Bastard. Qi Haoqing, who took the lead, couldn't help scolding when he saw this. He was about to stop Xiao Yang and the others, but was stopped by Mu Tianyuan and the others. Next, your opponents are us. Mu Tianyuan slowly spoke to the remaining 6 members of the Xianling royal family. Let's go. The 4 Xiao Yang were watching this scene, and immediately without any hesitation, they swept their figures and followed the 2 of the Xianling royal family into the Holy Flame Palace. Big brother. The little Xiao Yang followed, and there were 3 other people with him. Tianhong glanced back at the gate of the Holy Flame Hall, and said immediately, 4 people. Xiao Yang, Mu Yingying and Yang Kai. Who else is there? How come the aura on his body is similar to that of Saint Flame? It doesn't matter, as long as Yang Kai follows, it will be easy. There are 5 forks in the Holy Flame Hall. Even if they have Holy Flame, it is absolutely impossible for them to identify the real direction. If they go wrong, my chance will come. Let's go to the main hall first. After he finished speaking, he and Tianhong directly poured into the Holy Flame Hall. Follow up. And Xiao Yang, Xiao Yi, Mu Yingying, and Yang Kai also poured into the Holy Flame Hall inseparably. Clang. As the Xianling royal family and the 4 Xiao Yang rushed into the Holy Flame Hall, the door was closed tightly. It seems that this time, you will still have to lose a large piece of meat from the burning incense pavilion. Go all out and kill the 4 people in this heavenly palace for me. At the next moment, Qi Haoqing suddenly said to the 6 strong men of the Xianling royal family behind him. As soon as the voice fell, all 6 of them burst out with dazzling power. After so many years of forbearance, this time, let's fight happily. After Mu Tianyuan finished speaking, a majestic fighting spirit emerged from the 7 people, and the fiery battle between the 2 sides reverberated outside the Holy Flame Palace. And the few people who entered the Holy Flame Palace also had a different appearance. It's such a dark place. Xiao Yang and the 4 had just entered the Holy Flame Palace, and suddenly felt a shocking flame aura floating in the space, but the space here was pitch black. Even if in this way, the 4 of them can still tell who is who by virtue of their perception. What about Tiangan and the 2? Mu Yingying said slightly. I lost it. They seem to be very familiar with the Holy Flame Palace. Xiao Yang shook his head and said, even with his powerful soul perception, after entering the Holy Flame Palace, the breath of the 2 Tiangans was isolated, even Xiao Yang. I found that my soul perceives that in this Holy Flame Hall, the range that can be explored is actually compressed into dozens of meters. This should be the front hall of the Holy Flame Palace, and there will be no danger. Come on fire. But Yang Kai, who was quiet after pouring into the Holy Flame Hall, suddenly spoke up. The fire is coming. As soon as the words fell, a khaki-yellow holy flame energy emerged directly from Xiao Yang's body. What an empty front hall. After the light of the flame slowly illuminated the place, Xiao Yi said. What caught everyone's eyes was an extremely wide passage all day. The passage was extremely wide, but there was only one way to go. Follow this road. I can use the power of the holy flame to vaguely know the location of the holy flame. Let's go. After Yang Kai finished speaking, he took the lead in walking. Yingying, what's the matter? Xiao Yang and the others also followed, but Xiao Yang looked at Mu Yingying, who was restless, and asked hurriedly. I don't know. I can't calm down in my heart. It seems that something big will happen. Mu Yingying tried her best to calm herself down, but she couldn't calm down no matter what. Don't worry, there's my eldest brother and I. Xiao Yi also saw Mu Yingying's situation and said. Yes. Mu Yingying's mind suddenly stabilized a little after hearing the words. Hey, here. There are actually 5 paths. The next moment, as the 4 of them advanced for a distance, Yang Kai's surprised voice said directly. 5 paths. Xiao Yang heard the words and immediately turned his eyes to the front. Xiao Yang saw that what appeared in front of the 5 people were 5 tunnels with the same shape. Old Yang, do you have any clues? Xiao Yang thought for a while, and then asked. No. According to my perception, all 5 paths seem to be right. Because the holy flame aura hidden in the 5 paths is real. Even Yang Kai, at this moment, has no choice. What's going on here? And Xiao Yi knew little about this kind of thing, so she couldn't help but say. This is some means of Sheng Yang's self-protection. The 5 roads should lead to different places, and there is only one road leading to the same holy flame's main hall. Yang Kai thought for a while and said. But the other 4 roads also have the aura of holy flame. What's going on? Xiao Yang asked in confusion. Hehe, this is the power of holy flame. Among the 5 paths, one of them is correct, and the holy flame aura among the other 4 is just a cover-up. But although it's a trick, we can't crack it now. Yang Kai shook his head. What now? If there are 5 routes, there are only 4 of us. Even if one goes all the way, there is no guarantee that it will be correct. Xiao Yi said at the same time. Wait a moment. I'll check it again. At this time, Xiao Yang also didn't pay attention, and sat cross-legged directly, making a look of checking. Senior, how can this be done? Xiao Yang immediately communicated with the soul-devouring talisman in his body just as he made an inspection. Take the middle one. But I want to remind you in advance that there is an aura of an evil race from outside the territory, and that aura is stronger than anyone you have encountered before. You are now 3 holy flames, and you are adding in this holy flame hall. There are a total of 4 holy flames. If one accidentally falls, I am afraid that the consequences. It's a disaster for the entire Great Thousand World. Soul Eater said solemnly. The evil clan outside the territory wants to kill me, Xiao Yang, and I must also make them hurt. Xiao Yang said softly, but the fearless aura in his bones suddenly radiated out. It depends on the situation. I will take action at the critical moment. But I can only protect you alone. As for the other words, I can only ask for more blessings. After the Soul Eater talisman finished speaking, he couldn't help but cast a glance at Yang Kai. Yes. Xiao Yang agreed, but he didn't understand the meaning of the last Soul Eater talisman. Follow me. Xiao Yang opened his eyes and rushed in directly towards the middle passage. Are you sure this is the right way? Yang Kai couldn't help asking. I have some probing skills, so I can't go wrong. Xiao Yang also found that Yang Kai was surprised, and then explained. In that case, let's go. I hope this time, everything will come to light. The fiery pupils were also filled with an invisible wave of power. Why does my heart become restless as soon as I enter this holy flame palace? Even the eyelids kept twitching. Is there something big about to happen? Mu Yingying followed at the end and said absent-mindedly. But when Xiao Yang and the others swept away the correct passage, Tian Qian and Tian Hong took a step earlier and went directly to the main hall of St. Yang. Come here again. Tian Hong said with a frown as he looked at the blue stone gate in front of him. Tian Hong still clearly remembers that when the 4 of them first came here, their strength was extremely weak, and it was here that they met the man who would never be forgotten in their entire lives. Feng Xiang's senior brother Yin Tong. In that battle, Yin Tong only relied on the power of one person to fight their Shenling royal family for 4 days alone, and even if it hadn't appeared in the end, the 4 of them would have been completely obliterated by it. The lunatic Yin Tong, if it wasn't for the things inside, we would have died at his hands. Tian Hong looked at the blue stone gate and said, his voice full of fear. Regarding the power of Yin Tong, even if their strength has skyrocketed now, they are still afraid when they think of it. Yin Tong is indeed very strong, but against our Shenling royal family, it will not end well. And this guy, didn't he end up in a sad end? Tian Gan laughed. Okay, time is running out, let's get down to business. While the 2 of them were talking slowly, 2 extremely evil black auras could emerge from their bodies, and then turned into 2. The black group appeared in front of the 2 of them. Sir, we have already arrived in front of the main hall of Saint Flame, and now we need the 2 of you to take action before we can open the door of the hall. With the appearance of these 2 black groups, Chen said in a respectful tone that day. Ha ha ha. The last time the 4 of us escaped from here, this time, we will definitely let the glory of our Gorefiend clan be present. The second group of evil black groups laughed at the same time, and then without any hesitation, the evil black group of origin, it emerged directly and attacked the palace gate covered with blue light. Come in. The next moment, when the power of evil just touched the blue temple gate, a silent void crack appeared out of thin air. As soon as the second group's evil black group's voice fell, Tiangan and Tiangan looked at each other and poured directly into it, and then the space here returned to calm. This road, it's so strange. After choosing the most central passage of the 5 roads, Xiao Yang and the others moved forward a little distance, and Xiao Yi spoke first. It's a bit strange. But my perception tells me that this is right. Xiao Yang asked the Soul Eater 3 times, and the Soul Eater also insisted that the main hall of Saint Flame was this way. And this road is extremely ordinary. It is paved with ordinary blue and white rocks, and there is a circular passage around it. Even Xiao Yang's soul perception can't perceive the end. Let's go then. Every time he is with him, he has never made a mistake. I believe his perception will not be wrong. The next moment, the always quiet Mu Yingying also spoke. Seeing Mu Yingying's appearance like this, Yang Kai and Xiao Yi both looked at each other. Obviously their pupils became strange. There is light ahead. In the next moment, Xiao Yang hurriedly broke this embarrassing situation and said directly, "It's over." When Xiao Yi and Yang Kai said this, they immediately turned their attention to the front. Let's go. Xiao Yang said in Zaidu. As soon as he finished speaking, the four of them gathered directly towards the light spot in front of him. This is the gate of the main hall. As soon as the entrance was poured out, an incomparably huge cyan gate suddenly appeared in front of the four of them. It's just that above the blue gate, a blue light slowly lingered, protecting it tightly. This cyan light should be transformed by holy flames, and the purpose is to guard the gate of the temple. It seems that we really did not go wrong, Yang Kai said to Xiao Yang while looking at the giant blue gate in front of him. Don't disturb my brother, he has a unique skill and should be able to crack the gate of the palace. At the next moment, Xiao Yi also walked up, trying to study the blue palace gate like Yang Kai. Why didn't you hear about it before? Xiao Yi sighed uncontrollably when she heard the words. Only some seals with the power of holy flame can be broken, others cannot. Mu Yingying also explained to Xiao Yi. Right here. I didn't expect you to find another holy flame so easily. He's really a lucky guy. And when he just arrived at the blue temple gate, a trace of the soul-devouring talisman appeared in Xiao Yang's body. Hot, he said to Xiao Yang. Is there another holy flame in this blue temple gate? Xiao Yang said with a dry mouth and couldn't help but wonder. Hehe, boy, don't be too happy too soon. You already have a holy flame. Even if you find another holy flame, I'm afraid you can't do anything about it. In my opinion, this holy flame may be cheaper than this fire elf, but I have never heard that a fire elf can devour holy flames. The Soul Eater denies it. Ha ha ha. As long as I find the holy flame, I will have my own way to devour it. When Xiao Yang heard this, he ignored the hesitation of the soul-devouring talisman. This guy, what are you doing? In the entire Great Thousand World, there are powerhouses who can have more than 2 holy flames, but they can be counted in almost one hand. A powerhouse of that level can suppress 2 kinds of holy flames within the body just by relying on strength. If the strength of the 7-star Do Emperor midstage wants to devour the second holy flame, this is definitely a fantasy. Unless, this guy has a divine power. However, there are very few exercises at the level of Shinjue in the entire Great Thousand World. How could it appear on this guy? After the Soul Eater finished speaking, it slowly became quiet. Brother, how is it? After a while, seeing Yang Kai gently opening her pupils, Mu Yingying ran up and asked him a question. Although this seal gate is very strong, it should be able to break through the power of 2 holy flames, Yang Kai said with a smile. Then what are you waiting for? Turn it on. Mu Yingying said slightly after hearing this. It's up to me. Just as Mu Yingying finished her words, Xiao Yang stepped forward. Although I'm not very calm about your physical condition, there are still some things that are unstable when you think about it, so the power of Saint Flame should be less active. Xiao Yang said with a smile. Good boy, you have courage, no wonder she didn't misread you. Yang Kai on the side had a good impression of Xiao Yang after realizing that Xiao Yang had noticed such careful details. Let's do it, things will change later. Xiao Yang said. Holy flame, come out. And Yang Kai knew the seriousness of the matter, so he didn't hesitate, and the fiery red power of holy flame suddenly emerged. This fiery red holy flame, do you know which holy flame Yang Kai is? Xiao Yang muttered in his heart, and after muttering, the huge earth-yellow holy flame suddenly poured out, and then joined the flames with Yang Kai. The power of the red holy flame suddenly converged on the blue temple gate. And the cyan light that protects the gate of the temple seems to resonate with the power of the holy flame of the 2. After a while, it turned into a cyan flame, and it burned directly with the other 2 flames of their respective colors. This video will end here.